Am I filming? Yeah. Boom! Woo! Boom, 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 baby!
Definitely hit the jackpot on this one.
We're moving on up. Why we do it! So we lock it in, boom. Does that sound like a fair deal? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cointable. I'm Chris Tisdale, and we are going treasure hunting the Cointable way again. So we got these 40 more 1965 SMS sets. These are boxes of 10. They're all original, 100% sealed, never been opened from the mint. When I bought that initial deal of 1,000 proof sets that were sealed, it included 80 1965 SMS sets. So I already made a video opening the first 40. This is going to be video number 2, opening the second 40, and then the video after that is going to be this box here. That there, you guys, that's a box. That's an unopened box of 100 proof sets straight from the mint. This box has never been opened. They are 1962s, and so that's always a fun date to look at and to look for, because there's a number of things you can find in those. We're going to talk about that another time. For anyone who noticed, in my other treasure hunting video, I did call those 1952s. I do not have 100 sealed 1952 proof sets, unfortunately. I certainly wish I did, but I don't. They are 1962. So we're going to do that one in the next video. In this video, we're going to do these 40 1965 SMSs. So thank you very much for watching. Please tell me in the comments what you think, what you like, what you don't like, all that good stuff. And let's get started. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to be doing it a little bit different today. We're going to do the double camera. We are just moving right along here at Cointable, learning all sorts of new things. So plug it in. Okay, good. And here we go. Same as last time, you guys. These sets, they are not sealed. They're not even. They're just not even close to sealed. As you can see here. So, same as last time. Scent looks really good right off the bat. Outside of that, the coins are super clean. I feel like this is a good way to do it, because you guys get to see it the first time I do, as I see it for the first time. Yeah, these are good coins, good pennies. The 1965 SMS set, and that is a very good coin in cameo. It's a monster coin in deep cam, and so we've got some Frosties here. Whew. Yeah, I'm excited to get those out and look at them under light. Because they are looking good. That's no bueno. The 60s and 50s era copper cents, they are extremely common with black spots, and pretty much when you find one with black spots, it's ruined. So that's no good. far. Nothing too spectacular, basically just very standard, very vanilla 1965 SMS sets. And this is what you get 9 out of 10 times, guys. Good coins. The half dollars, I'm not just looking for frost, I'm just looking for overall clean coins, and they seem to be clean, so that's good. Man, some of those pennies look super, super frosty. Ooh, look at that. Yep, I'm excited to get that, several of those out of the cellophane there. Got some crazy, weird, funky discoloration there. And that's a good coin to find in there, because it shows you guys the funky, random, weird stuff that you can find on coins even when they haven't been messed with. I mean, that's clearly somebody's fingerprint, smudge mark of some sort. At least it looks like a fingerprint to me. Fascinating. It makes you wonder who's doing what with these coins before you end up with them, but nevertheless, it's there. All right, the first 10, didn't really find much. I've got a couple of pennies in there that I'm excited about, but to get a better look at those, we'll have to take them out of the cello and look at them under the trusty lamp here. It's really the only way that you can get a consistent look at what it is you're trying to grade. I think we've talked about that, so. Moving on to box number 2. Yuck. More yuck. Not seeing anything special here, guys. Now that's a frosty quarter, at least the obverse. So we'll take a better look at that. Same thing with this one. Nice quarter, possibly. This looks like a regular average quarter without any frost. That's kind of weird. Usually when they come in streaks. Still no frosty halves. We're really looking for some frosty halves, you guys. Cross your fingers for us. Paid almost double what I would normally pay for these 1965 SMSs. And it's fun to do that sometimes, but so far we haven't really found much. I thought I'd find at least a cameo half or two, but we have not yet. Not out of this 40 anyways. I think there was 1 or 2 out of the first 40. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch that video right there or there. Still haven't quite figured that out yet, but I'll put a card in there.
Oh, there's Frosty half, maybe? Yeah? Possibly. Definitely a Frosty penny, again. I don't know if it's frosty enough to be cameo, but there's some contrast there. So that's always a good start. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Looking a little better. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come. It's the wrong way, guys. Good penny. As far as frost, lots of frosty scents. This half has some contrast. I don't know that it'll be enough for a cameo. We'll probably take a better look at it under light. A little bit of contrast on that half. Really interesting, man, these scents. Maybe it's just the lighting in here in the studio. They just look frosty. Got me curious. Oh, there's no way that's lighting. That is frosty. That's very frosty. Yeah. Super good, nice looking half there finally. And for the last one out of the third set of 10. Looks like more frosty scents. We'll have to get those under light and take a look, find out what's really going on with them. I can't imagine that so many of these pennies are cameo, but they all look good from here, so we'll see. All right, last pack of 10. Really holding out for a cameo or a deep cameo, anything at this point. Pretty basic stuff here. Nothing's jumping out. You guys tell me what you think about this whole picture-in-picture thing. I actually started doing it for cards, and then while I was about ready to make this video, I figured I might as well try it. Tell me in the comments if you like it, if you don't like it, and why. Just tell me what your thoughts are overall. If you prefer one big and the other small, just let me know. I'm still figuring this whole thing out as far as content. I've still got a ton to learn, so just tell me in the comments what you think. Now, on these 1965 SMSs, I may have mentioned this in the last video, in the last treasure hunting video, but it is very difficult to find these in deep cameo. And I'm not just talking about the half dollar. The half dollar probably gets talked about the most, but it's not even the hardest one to find in deep cam. Basically any 1965 SMS in deep cam is a key date. So if you come across one, you got some money there, set it aside, because they're not easy to find. And this just goes to show you, because I just opened up 40 1965 SMSs that had never even been opened, never been looked at, and I don't see anything that makes me feel like we've got anything near deep cam. Well, this one is actually sealed. That's interesting. Some of these scents look really nice and frosty, but I highly doubt any of them are deep cam. And that one's all discolored. Interesting. All right. Well, now what we're going to do is go ahead and get them under light, take a look at them under light, see which ones are worth cutting out, and we'll cut those ones out and take a look at them and see what we've got. According to the graders, they're all using different lights, but the light I like to use is an incandescent, clear, 100-watt light bulb, and the reason I started using that is because that's what the ANA recommends for grading coins. So let's just kind of cruise through and take a look at these coins. And what I'm doing here, I'm not grading them or anything, I'm just looking at them to see if there's anything that stands out that I should be, basically I'm looking for anything that gets me excited where I think, oh man, I should cut that out of cello and check it out. So anything that I think is super cameo or anything like that. In other words, we're just looking for frost. And that first tin, which is the last tin we opened, had none. Good. It's so crazy how different lighting can make certain coins look frosty, and then when you just look at them under the right kind of light, they're just not. It's very interesting. And then sometimes, not very common, but sometimes you can't see the cameo at all through the cello. I've noticed that more times than I could ever begin to count. Pennies look good. A little bit of contrast on the half, nothing that's going to be special. Dime has some decent contrast, I didn't notice that. All right, guys, set aside 6 or 7 of these sets that just want to get a better look at. All right, so this one has the Frosty dime. Half's a little Frosty too. This one's got a Frosty quarter. And then these ones here all have what look like could be crazy Frosty cents. So let's open them up and see how they look outside of the cello. Yeah, that's actually a really nice quarter. Nah, I just looked at it under light. It's not good enough to be cameo. Let's take a look at the half here. Frosty, but I don't think it's cameo. Just because it has contrast doesn't mean it's cameo, but it does have a little bit of contrast, which I'll take that over monochromatic any day. Let's take a look at that dime. Definitely got some contrast on both sides. Give it a quick look under light, and I think this one definitely has a shot at cameo with the graders. I don't even know if I've ever made a 1965 SMS dime in cameo with the grading company, so I wouldn't even begin to know what that's worth. But if you know, tell me in the comments. Tell me whether or not you think it's cam. And on these are sets that I just set aside because the penny looked super frosty, so let's see how it looks outside of the cello. Oh yeah. Wow, there are going to be a handful of nice pennies in this group, guys, I can tell you that. That is great looking. That's just a really nice looking Lincoln cent. I don't know if it has enough to be cameo, but if it doesn't, it's close. Yep. Look at that frost, guys. Another really nice 65 SMS cent. That's another really nice one, guys. Definite possible cameo for sure. And bang, there's another one. Wow. So that tells me that there's probably more Lincoln cents in there that are cameo. A lot of times, as you guys just noticed, you can't really see the level of frost the depth of mirrors through that cellophane. So you've got to cut it out of there to get a good look at it. But for the 5 that we cut out there, that looks pretty good.
Alright, well guys, there you have it. That's essentially what it looks like when you open up 40 1965 SMS sets straight out of the boxes. The boxes were sealed from the government mint back in 1965 or 66 whenever they shipped them out. And that's it. I wouldn't call it a grand slam or a home run. I wouldn't even call it a home run. But there are some nice coins in there, and I'm going to cut a handful of them out and likely send off, probably send off a handful of these half dollars to the graders, and make sure that I look closely at all of the fractionals for any cameos that I may have missed. We're in the new studio here, and the lighting is much different than what I'm used to at my office, and so it's always going to be different depending on the environment. If you're looking at coins, surface flaws, contrast, toning, meaning color, depending on the environment that you're looking at that coin in is going to make that coin look completely different. You might take a business strike, uncirculated Morgan dollar outside, and it might look like an MS65 in the sunlight. You bring it inside, turn off all the lights except your grading lamp. That's right, I do recommend you use one source of light to grade. You might throw that same light or that same coin that you think's an MS65 under your lamp, and it might look like it's an MS62 or MS63 at best. So I would encourage you to take whatever light source you're the most comfortable with and just use that one when you're looking at coins. And since all these lights are new for me in my eye, I'm gonna have to kind of redefine or re-get used to what I'm looking at. But so far, I don't see anything that is too crazy. There are definitely some of these 1965 SMS cents that I would say could very likely be cameo, but even those, you never know if the grader is going to see what you're seeing on that. They have excellent contrast. They're some of the nicest I've ever seen, but you know, lately it's really hard to know what the graders are going to do. So I'll look at them very close and send them off or not accordingly. So thanks for watching Cointable. I'm Chris Tisdale. Please tell me in the comments what you think. Like it, subscribe, share it with your friends, and have a Merry Christmas. We are going to see you guys next time. Thank you.